Let's get right into it. Number 9. The I can say anything I want delusion. The First Amendment is like a restraining order against the government, not a get-out-of-jail-free card for everything you say. Your parents can't arrest you for saying the food tastes bad, but they can definitely ground you. That's basically how freedom of speech works in America. The government can't arrest you for criticizing the president, but Twitter can absolutely ban you for being a jerk. Your boss can't throw you in jail for saying the company's new logo looks like a drunk penguin drew it, but they can definitely fire you faster than you can say it was just a joke. Even the government protection has limits. You can't yell fire in a crowded theater just for fun. That's like pulling the emergency brake on a train because you wanted to test if it works. You also can't threaten to kill someone and then hide behind the First Amendment. That's not protected speech. That's a crime. When Facebook or Twitter bans someone, they're exercising their own free speech rights. It's like having a party at your house. You get to decide who stays and who goes. If someone starts telling offensive jokes, you can kick them out. That's not violating their rights, that's exercising yours. Getting fired for posting racist stuff online is not censorship. Getting banned from a store for screaming at employees is not censorship. Your friends unfollowing you because you won't stop posting conspiracy theories is not censorship. That's just people exercising their right to not deal with you anymore. Think of free speech like a superpower. It protects you from the government, but it doesn't make you immune to consequences. Superman might be bulletproof, but he still has to pay his rent. It just means the government can't arrest you for having bad takes on social media. Unless those bad takes involve planning a crime, then all bets are off, and you might be getting some unexpected visitors with badges. Number 8. Miranda rights upon arrest. Cops don't have to read you your Miranda rights when they arrest you. Every TV show and movie got this wrong. Think of Miranda rights like the safety briefing on an airplane. You don't need it when getting on the plane. That's like being arrested. You need it when the plane is about to take off. That's like when they're about to question you. The cops only have to read you your rights when 2 specific things happen. 1. You're in custody, meaning you're not free to leave. 2. They want to question you. If they arrest you but don't question you, no Miranda rights needed. If they question you but you're free to leave, no Miranda rights needed. Now imagine the cops arrest you, don't read your rights, and start questioning you about stolen gold. If you tell them where it is, that confession might get thrown out of court, but the case itself doesn't get thrown out. The cops can still use any other evidence they find. If they find the gold through other clues, that evidence stays valid. It's like when your mom finds your secret candy stash while vacuuming under your bed. She didn't need to warn you first. The evidence speaks for itself. The only words you need to remember if arrested are, "I'm invoking my right to remain silent, and I want a lawyer." Then actually remain silent. Not, "Let me explain what happened first." Number 7. The Un-Searchable Car Myth. You're cruising down the highway when those red and blue lights start flashing behind you. You think they can't search your car without a warrant. You're wrong. There's something called the automobile exception. If the police have probable cause, they can search your car without a warrant. Probable cause means anything that makes them reasonably think there's evidence of a crime, like your car smelling like weed or suspicious items in plain view. Then there's the plain view doctrine. If an officer can see something illegal from outside your car, they don't need a warrant. It's like playing hide and seek, but forgetting to hide. And if you get arrested, they can search your car just because they arrested you. It's called a search incident to arrest. They're checking for weapons or evidence you might destroy. The Supreme Court made these exceptions because cars can drive away while officers are getting a warrant. So your car is about as private as your social media profile when your mom finally figures out how to use Facebook. Number 6. The digital ownership illusion. Your $2,000 Steam library isn't actually yours. When you buy digital content, games, movies, or books, you're not buying anything. You're just renting it with extra steps. In 2009, Amazon removed copies of George Orwell's 1984 from people's Kindles. The irony of 1984 being remotely deleted speaks for itself. Remember PT, that horror game demo everyone loved? Konami decided they didn't want it to exist anymore, and it vanished completely. Even if you had bought it, it was gone forever. It's like buying a car, but the dealer can remotely make it vanish whenever they want. Those movies you bought on iTunes? Apple's terms of service clearly state they can remove them whenever they want. You're paying full price for a rental that might last forever or might disappear tomorrow. When these companies go bankrupt, shut down their servers, or stop supporting platforms, all your digital purchases could vanish instantly. And legally, you can't do anything about it. The agreement you signed gives them the right to change or terminate service at any time. When you hit that Buy Now button, You're just paying for permission to borrow, permission that can be revoked at any time. Number 5. The right to give, receive 2 weeks' notice. You don't actually have to give any notice when quitting your job, and your boss doesn't have to accept your notice either. Most jobs in America are what's called at-will employment. That means either you or your employer can end things instantly. No explanation needed, no notice required. You could walk into work tomorrow, say, "I quit," and walk out the door. Perfectly legal. Even if you give your 2 weeks' notice trying to be professional, your boss could look at you and say, "Today is your last day," and there's nothing you can do about it. It's like breaking up with someone, and they say, "No, we're breaking up now." Some people think giving 2 weeks' notice protects their final paycheck or unused vacation time. Those things are protected by state laws, not by your courtesy notice. In Texas, a worker gave his 2 weeks' notice. His boss accepted it, seemed fine with it. Then on day 2, they walked him out. Why? Because he had access to sensitive company data, and they didn't want him hanging around. Totally legal. Giving 2 weeks' notice is good for references and not burning bridges. But it's a professional courtesy, not a right. It's like holding the door open for someone. Nice to do, but not required. If you're planning to quit, don't announce it until you're ready to walk out that same day, because your 2 weeks might turn into 2 minutes real quick. Number 4. The finders keepers rule. That shiny new iPhone you found on the street isn't yours to keep. In fact, keeping it without trying to find its owner is straight up theft. When you find something, you become a custodian by law. You're temporarily holding it for the real owner, and you have a legal duty to find them. Taking cash from a found wallet with ID in it is theft. Even without ID, you still need to make an effort to find the owner. In 2016, a California man found $125,000 in cash. He turned it into the police, and everyone thought he was crazy. But when no one claimed it after the waiting period, he got to keep it legally. If he had kept it initially, he could have faced serious theft charges. Where you find something changes everything. Items found in a store belong to the store owner until claimed. Gold buried in your backyard is probably yours. Gold found while trespassing in your neighbor's yard definitely isn't. The law recognizes 3 types of found items: lost property that's accidentally misplaced, mislaid property that's intentionally placed somewhere and forgotten, abandoned property that's intentionally left behind. Each has its own rules about ownership. So remember, ignoring these laws because of a playground rhyme might get you some matching handcuffs. Number 3, the customer is always right. The guy at the next table is screaming at a waitress because his well-done steak is too brown. He's yelling about his rights as a customer and how the customer is always right. That phrase was invented by Harry Gordon Selfridge, the founder of Selfridge's department store, in 1909. Businesses can kick you out for pretty much any reason, as long as it's not discrimination against a protected class. Being a jerk isn't a protected class. That no shirt, no shoes, no service sign is totally legal. Drunk and making other customers uncomfortable? Out you go. Think your TikTok following means you deserve special treatment? The exit's that way. Businesses can't refuse service based on your race, religion, national origin, or disability. That's illegal, and they'll get sued faster than you can say, "I want to speak to the manager." Remember that viral video of the guy throwing a fit at the airline counter because they wouldn't let him board in his Speedos? That's not discrimination. That's a dress code. And private businesses can have those. The whole customer is always right thing wasn't even about letting customers do whatever they want. It was about stocking what customers want to buy. If customers want to buy ugly sweaters, stock ugly sweaters. It wasn't meant to be a blank check for entitled behavior. The only right customers have is the right to take their business elsewhere, and most businesses are perfectly okay with that. Number 2, the dangers of citizen's arrest. You spot someone stealing a bike, and your superhero instincts kick in. But what you're about to do could land you in way more trouble than the bike thief. Most people think citizen's arrest is like a get-out-of-jail-free card for playing cop, but it's actually more like playing Russian roulette with the legal system. In most states, you can only make a citizen's arrest if you witness a felony. That bike theft you saw is probably just a misdemeanor. So if you tackle that thief, you've just committed assault. Even if you're absolutely sure you saw a serious crime and detain the suspect, what if it's the wrong person? Now you're looking at false imprisonment charges, a felony. You tried to stop a crime and ended up committing a bigger one. In 2020, a man in Georgia thought he was making a citizen's arrest of a burglar. The burglar was just a jogger in the neighborhood. The wannabe hero is now serving life in prison. Even if you get everything right, right person, right crime, right circumstances, you can still get sued in civil court because unlike cops, You don't have qualified immunity. You're basically risking your freedom and financial future to play cop for a day. And unlike actual cops, you don't get a pension, health insurance, or a badge. The smart move is to be the world's best witness. Call 911, take videos, write down descriptions. Let the professionals handle the dangerous stuff. Number 1. The landlord's right of entry. You're chilling on your couch in your underwear when suddenly there's a key turning in your lock. It's your landlord coming in for a quick inspection. You might think this is illegal since you're paying rent, but your landlord actually has more rights to enter your place than you realize. You can't tell your landlord, "Don't come fix it, I like my indoor waterfall." Your landlord not only can enter to fix it, they must enter to fix it. And they don't always need your permission. Most states only require them to give reasonable notice. That's usually 24 to 48 hours, unless there's an emergency. If that leak is flooding into the apartment below you, your landlord can legally enter immediately to fix it. They need a legitimate reason to enter, like repairs, inspections, or showing the place to new tenants. Your lease probably has a clause about this. By signing it, you've already agreed to it. Some leases even allow landlords to enter for routine inspections with proper notice. Your landlord can enter to verify you're following lease terms, like that no pets clause, but they can't enter to raid your fridge or use your Netflix account. If they give proper notice and have a legitimate reason, you can't stop them. Even if you're having a bad hair day, or your place looks like a tornado hit it, you can ask them to reschedule. But if they insist, your best option is to put on pants and tidy up. Your rental agreement is basically a prenup for your relationship with your landlord. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.